All right, and we are live. What is going on, everybody? Excited to be here. Excited to be here. My name is Jessica Daniels, and I have my partner with me, Ferdinand Jimenez, and we are going to bring it today. We're going to be talking about the 10 success principles that you really need to um, initialize in your home business to have a long, sustainable, profitable home business. So what we're going to do today is a little bit different. I usually will share slides, but I think I'm just going to go over my notes and create slides as we go. And anyone can hop in at any time, ask your questions, put them over in the chat on the right. And Ferdinand, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, my name is Ferdinand Jimenez and I am in Miami, Florida. My career is optometry in healthcare, but I've decided that I want a lifestyle that I don't have to depend on anybody to give my value or ask for days off or deal with a room with no windows. And even though that knowledge is inside of me, and but I just decided, hey, you know what? You got one life to live, and there's got to be a way in where I could create an income that's even as equal or greater by using the internet, by using people that already have the information. And so I ran across my friend Jessica here in a group that we were with before, and I saw what she was doing, and we've been partnering up, and I'm on my journey, I'm on my path, and I'm here to share with you my mess ups and my step ups, right? And that's what we're doing. We're having a great time, and we're enjoying this beautiful process and this beautiful journey. And we're here to share with you exactly that, okay? We're here to share with you that it's not a lottery ticket. It is work just like a job, right? Just like everything else. But the beauty is that you're working for yourself and you are becoming a better person, better everything to do this, right? Because sometimes you get a job and you do the minimal a job just to get your paycheck and you don't improve any skills, right? And so what I love about what we're doing is that you have to improve. You have to get better skills for us to be able to pull off what we're doing. And it's nothing miraculous. There's a lot of people out there doing it. So you can do it too. All you need to do is have the right mindset and know the right people. Like guess who? Jessica and me. So let's take it away.
Yeah, that's right. Amen. Amen. Awesome. So if you're here, make sure you say hello in the chat so we can give you a shout out. I see some people have dropped in. That's awesome. So make sure you say hello in the chat. And we are going to bring it today. Today's topic is the 10 success principles. And like Ferdinand was saying, it's like a job, but it's a business. You have to treat it as such, right? A lot of people think that they can come in, and since it's such low risk, I mean, it's not like a franchise where you go out and you have to, rent space and rent a building and hire employees and all of these things. Hey, Karen, what's going on, girl? I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you are well. Um, so yeah, so it's not like a franchise, like I said, but a lot of people I think it's because it's such low risk, um, people don't take it serious, or they start out as, kind of a hobby type thing, and or they want, they see the people having this massive success, and they feel like, well, if I'm not having this massive success really fast, they quit on themselves, they quit on their dreams, or they, start slacking, or, whatever, right? So today we want to go over these 10 success principles, right? And what I usually do is I'll create slides, but today what we're going to do is I'm actually going to create slides in front of you. So grab a notepad and a pen, you guys, and I want to challenge you to write these 10 principles down as we go over them. Write them down. And then after this webinar, go out and shoot a video, write a blog post, and share these 10 success principles, right? To build your audience and to put value out into the marketplace, because that's what's going to expand your brand and attract people to you, is putting value out into the marketplace. So definitely grab a pen and paper, or whatever way you take notes, right? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Ferdinand, let me know. You can see the tunnels.
I can see it. We're going
Okay,
for infinity.
awesome. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to go over to Google Slides. My Google Slides, too many O's in there. And we'll go over these 10 success principles. Excuse me. 1 second here. All righty. And Ferdinand, you can stop me at any moment. Put your 2 cents in, and
Sure.
and talk about whatever you can add to any of this is awesome, because I know Ferdinand's been in the industry quite a while, and he's got a lot of knowledge in that head. He
I
does.
traded the hair for the knowledge. Right?
That is so funny.
And I
Okay, so
and I do not regret it one bit.
I'm not going to be fancy. I usually will use purple letters and pretty fonts and all that. I'm not going to be sexy with this today. We're just going to do it right. So the number one is, you got to understand that it's a journey, right? It's a journey and a process. So if you understand that right from the beginning and really think about, who do I need to become? Because that's what it is. If you want $10,000 a month, you want, maybe you only want a couple $100s a month extra, right? $500 a month can change your life. I mean, not substantially, but it helps so much. Like, that's a car payment. That's a car and insurance payment, right? So really, really sit down and figure out, what do I want and what are my goals? What am I going for, right? So, but you will need to become a different person. Have you ever say you want to make $10,000 a month? Think about it. Do you make that at your job? Probably not. Probably not, right? Um, have you ever made 10 grand a month before, ever in your whole life? Maybe you have, but most of us that come from the job world, right, we haven't made that amount before. So you have to become the person that makes that kind of money. So just like what Brian Finale was just talking about, he just had a live. Ferdinand, do you watch his lives after the wake-up calls?
Yes, I do. I didn't see it today, but I do. I really like what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes it to like the next level. He throws in his mix. Yeah, it's
Oh, I
really
love
cool.
him.
And just in case
Yeah.
if nobody knows who Brian Finale is one of the owners of one of the companies that Jessica and I work together in. And look him up. Brian Finale, phenomenal leader, incredible.
Oh yeah, he was a broke bartender, musician, right? And he's created so much success at such a young age. He is worth, I think it's like 35 million now. That's his name is attached to it, like $35 million, right? He and I don't even know if he's 30. I think he's only like 28 or something, right, Ferdinand? I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but man.
Yep. And the thing is, he's in money terms, 35 million, but the guy gives value that's hundreds of millions.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, what's in his wallet is nothing, is just only a little reflection of what he offers and what he gives. And that's what you want to do. You want to hook up with people like that. You want to, learn from people like that, because it's not a lie. People are living it. People are living his dream. I love
Exactly.
it.
Oh my gosh, you hit that dead on, because that's what, he's worth 35 million, but in order to be worth that, You have to put out 10 times that out into the marketplace, pumping value into people, making a difference in people's lives, and um, just pumping that value and impacting people, right? He has impacted so many people. That's why he's worth that much money. So that's what this is about. It's, he was talking about if you just focus on the end goal, X, let's call that X. Okay, I want a thriving business. That's X. I want 10K a month. That's X. You just focus on that result, you're going to struggle, right? You have to focus on the journey and the process of who do I need to become to make that a reality. And everything's going to change: the way you communicate, the way you do your videos, the way you write a blog post, the way you talk to people on the phone, the way you, all of that will, you literally need to become someone else. So that's number one, right? So let's move on, because this is only an hour long and I will spend so much time on just one. So
Really?
yeah. So funny, right? Number two, and this is so huge. Oh my gosh. Decide. Decide and commit. Hope I spelled that right. Yeah. No, I didn't. I always spell commit wrong. There's only one T. Okay.
Oh yeah, I love the double everything. I'll even double the C sometimes.
Yeah. You know what word I have a really hard time with is necessary.
Oh, let me even start. I just got double vision.
Necessary. Is it E's? Is it S's? Is it an A? Is it a yeah.
Yep.
So okay, so you can go to tons of webinars. You can learn, be a sponge. You can, even take some action, and but if you haven't really, really subconsciously decided, I am going to do this. I mean, draw that line in the sand and really make a decision. A coach can't help you. I can't help you. These webinars can't help you because you haven't decided and committed. Isn't this huge, Ferdinand?
It really is huge because right when you said it, I was thinking about it. And sometimes when we think about deciding, we think it's like a switch in a room inside of your house. But really, when you're deciding, it's like you're deciding in every aspect of your life. You're deciding like what friends to hang out with. You're deciding what to feed your brain. What books to read, what to see. It's more than just a decision of like, oh, okay, I just like a little, oh, I'm gonna have a ham sandwich today. No, it's a fully committed decision. All right.
Yes. Yes.
It's kind of like your why. Your why has to, your why has to be so big. The reason why you do what you do has to be so big so that when those no's come, they won't shake you. But if your why is small, just like if your decision is small, as if you treat it as a little decision, right? And then that means, if you treat it like a little decision, then, yeah, okay, for the moment, I decided right now I'm on the webinar. Oh, Jessica just said this. Fernand just said this. Great. But then the minute the webinar is over and then you go back to the same routine and you go back to the same influence and you go back to the same behavior, the decision it was just superficial. So take your time on this one, and plan it out and realize that your decision is just, it's multi-faceted. It's not just one little thing. Okay.
Love it. Love it. And what you said there, I loved how you said, you got to become a rock. You have to become solid to where you will not get dinged. If you get a no, you're going to get no's. You're going to get rejection. You're going to get haters. You're going to get people that don't like you. You're going to get all of that, right? You got to have some thick skin, and you got to be so rock solid to where you just will not get dinged. You're going to be a rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that internal fire and flame inside you, just like what Ferdinand just said, is going to create that rock, right? And you making that full-on decision and full-on commitment is going to make all the difference. It really will. It really will. So, all right. So number 3 out of the 10 here is, I hope you guys are writing this down, and I challenge you to go out and share this out in the marketplace. Go share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, your blog, everywhere, right? Go and make a video on these 10 principles. You don't have to go on and on and on like we do. Just go over the 10 really quick, or do a webinar on it like we are here. Webinars on air. This is a great software to use to build your audience and to put value out in the marketplace. So number 3, you have to make the time. To make the time, or you'll never have time, or you just won't ever have it. Because people's excuses are, well, it's three main excuses. I don't have time, money, or resources. The resources is always what it is, and that includes time, money, and or information overload. That's another big one too. So you have to sit down, think about it, and make the time, right? You cut something out, cut a television program out, get up earlier, stay up an hour later, maybe get a babysitter for an hour a day or something, I don't know your situation, of course, but you have to make the time or you'll never have it. I'm just going over my notes here, and
It's all good.
and you have to think about what are the repercussions if you don't. Think about what will happen if you don't make the time and do this. You're gonna stay at your job. You're gonna stay. I don't know your situation, the viewer, right? But think about, what do you really want it to stay the same? Right? Because if you're watching this webinar, you're not average, period, right? You want something more. You want to learn. You're not, you're just not. So I know this applies to you, whoever's watching this.
It's even us, everybody. I mean, what separates somebody who's had a lot of success? Like, what makes it all the same, right? Like, if you compare like us to Warren Buffett to Bill Gates, the only one thing that we all have in common, apart from anatomy, right? A heart, 2 lungs, and 2 eyes, and all that good stuff, is that we all have 24 hours in one day.
Yep.
That is like a physical fundamental rule that you can't change that.
Exactly.
Okay? But the question is, what do you do with those 24 hours?
Yep.
And if you really don't have time, because I understand it.
Me too.
A lot of people can look me up and be like, well, this guy, he's single. He doesn't have kids. He's just, doing his thing. Oh, I can't compete with that because I have 4 kids, I have 3 dogs, I have a husband, I have a job, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? It's even more of a reason why
Exactly.
you gotta be very jealous with your time. A lot of people are jealous about friends, are jealous about, of other things that are insignificant. You gotta be jealous with your time. You gotta be selfish with your time, because guess what? You can lose money, you can make money, you can get properties, you can lose properties, you can lose a job, you can get a job, but you can never get back time.
Exactly. Time is the most precious commodity. It absolutely is. And you cannot tell me that you haven't blinked your eyes and 10 years hasn't flew by.
Boom, right?
Now, let me tell you, I'm 40, just turned 40, right? I swear I was just 30 the other day.
Right.
Okay? I promise you I was. And you all know it's true. So unsuccessful people live in someday land all the time. right? Unsuccessful people. Write that down. Unsuccessful people live in someday land.
And if you're not aware of your time like that, if time really is going like at light speed and it's going so fast, well then you know what? You're being run by time. You're not running your time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even though it sounds confining to break it down, to plan, to be on top of your time, you know, that is the quickest way to slow down your time. That is the quickest way to just slow things down a little bit. Even though you're going to be busy, but believe it or not, that's the, and it's all, it would be like, you know, driving your car with your eyes closed as opposed to driving your car with your eyes open, right?
Yeah.
The, the crazy thing about life though is that you could, you know, you could sit there and just, you know, react to time and react to the world that's at you and just like survive and survive and survive and survive. And then you're like, okay, let me sit back and let me just take a breather, right? But in reality, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind and the way you approach stuff. So really respect the time. Time is critical.
It really is. And, you know, nobody's perfect. This is, you know, the teacher learns the most. And this helps me. This helps just as much as it helps any of you that we're, you know, that we want to teach. The teacher always learns the most. I'm not perfect. I put things off, you know, I'm working on that. Um, and it's because of the internal flame, you know, my vision. I have to tweak my vision to really take more action, right? So nobody's perfect, you know. So all right, let's move on. Number 4 is okay, find the pain. You got to find the pain. Find the pain. When you find the pain and your vision, the vision will push you. A pain pushes until the vision pulls. Find the pain. All right, let's just do find the pain, right? Find the pain. And this, again, my notes here, they just say the vision, you got to dig deep. You really got to dig deep because people will say, yeah, just, you know, I want to make money. I think we all start a business to make money. We all start our business to make money, but that's just, it's never enough. It's never enough to, because you got to set yourself on fire. This is what the Meltons always say. They say, light yourself on fire. Find something that really fires you up. Get fired up. But you do got to find the pain too. So you got to dig deep for that and think about what will happen if I stay the same. Right? What is gonna, you know, well, I'm not gonna be able to send my kids to the best colleges or whatever it may be, whatever it is. And find that pain, and then the vision is gonna start pushing you. Oh, oops! Why did I do that? Journey and process. Here we are.
And I like that you're talking about this pain stuff because, you know, it's you always have to choose between the lesser of two evils, right? It reminds me of Jim Rome. I love this guy, even though he's now in the
Oh
Invisible
yeah,
Choir.
yeah.
But
He's the best.
he has this line in where he says, "You either choose discipline or regret."
Yep.
You know, and if you think about them, both of those are pain, right? Regret is painful. Discipline is painful. So you gotta choose the right pain in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to identify the right pain. You know, so if you say, okay, you know what, I don't want to do that right now. I'm just so tired. I work so much. I'm so, you know, I'm exhausted. The last thing I want to do is at the end of my workday is just go now and I have to sit on a webinar or I have to go and read a book or I have to write a blog post or I have to do a video or create content. You know, so then you decide, no, I'm just going to relax. So you're going for regret. You know, you're going for the immediate satisfaction, the immediate gratification. But eventually down the road, when like say you know me, you know Jessica, a year passes, 2 years pass, and now you see how our lifestyle is changing. Now you see how we're contributing. Now you see the people that we've grown into, because this is what we're doing. We're stretching, right? And then now you look at yourself and you're like, oh man, I wish I should have stuck with them. I wish I should have listened to what they said. I wish I would have masterminded with them or picked their brains, you know? As opposed to now, choose the pain of discipline now. And what I love about that is that if you don't choose the pain of discipline now, then the world is going to throw the discipline on you. Then you're putting yourself up so that somebody else is going to force the discipline on you, like a job, you know, like a boss, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to tell you what you got to do, right? So it's all about choosing. The pain's going to happen no matter what. So why don't you already accept that the pain's gonna happen, even though in your mind you're thinking no, 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 or I'll say even in my mind I'll think like no, 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 no. I'll just rather I've been dieting for two weeks already. I deserve a week off, right? So choose the pain, choose the right pain.
Exactly. And yeah, and just like working out, do I want to choose that burn when I'm lifting or when I'm running or when I'm walking fast? Yeah, my calves are burning. Yeah, it's pain. But do I want that pain now? Or do I want the pain later of disease, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, right? So
Definitely,
choose your pain. You do the pain now, right? And I mean, it's almost like come on, like this is so obvious, but our internal wiring, our neurons that are firing, are they stop us, and so you really got to work on that, right? So let's see. Number 5 is develop new habits. Develop new habits. They say it takes 21 days to develop a new habit. God, I cannot spell today. Develop new habits is number 5. Um, 21 days to create a new habit. Some um what's the word I'm looking for? Some I don't know the word I was looking for, but some
yeah,
people some teachers or whatever, they disagree on this. 21 days. Some say it's 30 days, some say it's 90 days to for it to really get embedded into your subconscious. And when it's embedded in your subconscious and it just happens, like when you wake up, you naturally go and brush your teeth. You naturally go pee, right? But your bladder is full naturally, so you naturally go pee. And things just start happening naturally once it turns into a real embedded habit, right? So 21 days is kind of for it to really go into your subconscious and start happening just kind of on autopilot. I think it's a little bit longer than 21 days. What do you think, Ferdinand?
I mean, I think that would be like the bare minimum, because
Yeah,
you do have to, you gotta change your brain. You gotta replace first. You gotta get rid of what's in there, and then you gotta put in the new stuff. I mean, think about like you driving a car. First, you didn't know anything about a car. You always been driven in a car, right? So you're just unconscious and you have no idea. And then and unaware. And then then you finally say, okay, I got to learn how to drive a car. So you learn how to drive it, but you're still worried about it. You're still thinking about stuff. You're still, but you want to get to the point where eventually you're just like, when you drive a car now, if you've been driving for a while, it's just automatic. You don't even think about driving a car. Now you're thinking about more, okay, I want to go here, I want to go there, right? What radio am I going to, you know what I mean? And so it's a process.
yep,
It is a process, but enjoy the process, right? Because that's this life is really about the journey, not the destination.
yep,
You know, I mean, how many of you, finished high school, and all those days that you went to school, all those tasks that you had to do, all that homework, all those lectures you went through, for what? For like a 2-hour event, right? And then when the event's over, or think of the Olympians, all that training, all that sacrifice, all that effort that they put for what? For a couple minutes to stand there and get their medal, and then that's it. Party's over, right? So really, it's the journey, you know. And And so,
Absolutely.
yeah, and in developing the habits is part of that journey.
For sure. For sure. Yep. And Jim Rohn says a few disciplined decisions every single day will change your life, right? Choosing the apple over the candy bar, you know, choosing to go to the gym rather than watching TV, choosing just a few small disciplined decisions every single day, choosing to write a blog post versus, I don't know, whatever, just if you say that to yourself every morning when you wake up, okay, a few small disciplined decisions every single day will change my life, right? All right. So, number 6, let's see. Health, 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 health. We've already been kind of going over this, right? Health. Your health. What does April Marie Tucker say? She says, you can't live the dream looking like a nightmare.
Yeah,
You can't live the dream looking like a
I like that one.
I do too. It's so true.
I was
Um,
thinking about it today. I was thinking about it because I'm doing. I did one detox, right? Like a macro one, a big one. Okay. Just one with just let's clean everything out. And I already did that. I lost a good 25 pounds, right?
woohoo!
But I was 80 pounds overweight, right? So I still got that all that extra 55 to go, right? And so now I'm doing a micro detox, right? Which is basically it's a fasting. It's like it's a small, it's a healthy fasting mixed with days in where you just do shakes and and you control the portions and so today was my first fasting day and I gotta tell you I'm walking around and I had done it before and before it was torture because I'd walk around and I'd smell food from restaurants and it would drive me crazy. But today I'm walking around and really I don't feel tempted because it's like I feel like I'm in control. I feel like I could, I feel like, okay, wow, this is sometimes you feel that your life is out of control. Maybe your bank account isn't where you want to be. Maybe your boss or your work environment isn't, it's tense. Or maybe your family situation at home is tense. And you feel that, man, there's nothing I can do about this because it's out of my hands. And I feel like I have no control. But when you start working on your health and when you start doing positive things for your health, that is one of the quickest ways to get control, to feel, to taste control. The concept of control is just it's really just a concept. But still, that's a good way for you to get control of your life. Just like a good way to get control of your life is to say, hey, be accountable. I am where I am right now in my health, in my wealth, and in my life because of my actions,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
Because of the choices that I made,
Yep.
because of the way I invested my time or wasted my time.
Yep.
Well, taking that further is the health. And it's like the best investment you could do in yourself. And if you
It
think about it,
absolutely is.
it's free. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
yeah,
not only does it get you healthy, it clears your mind, it helps you focus, it gives you more energy and you feel like you want to conquer the world when you're feeling like that. Because the way you feel has so much to do with what actions you're going to take on a daily basis. You know, I'm getting better. I used to be the person that in the morning I'd pull the covers over my head. I didn't want to see the day. I didn't want to get up and do anything. I was depressed. So if you are working out and you're eating healthy, your body is going to show you, you got to take care of yourself like that, right? It's so, so critical. It's going to make you feel so much better. And you'll be able to serve the world. You'll be able to serve your kids. You'll be able to serve your family. You'll be able to serve yourself, serve the marketplace in a much better way, right?
yeah, your body rewards you, believe it or not, for doing this.
Yeah,
Your body, it rewards you with creativity. It rewards you with stamina, with energy.
Mhm.
So it is not just, oh, what am I giving up, right? No, you're gonna get rewarded.
Oh,
Like
big time.
it's little, it's not as easy, not as okay. Because in my mind, yeah, I want to get rewarded because I want to get a number three from Wendy's. You know what I mean?
And we're in a microwave society. We
Yeah,
want results
bam,
now. So
exactly.
that's what we base our decision on. Is we want results now, but you can't do that. You got to look more into the future. What is this going to do for me in 6 months, to a
Hmm.
year, to 5 years, to 10 years, even, right? If I make this decision today, a double cheeseburger at Wendy's,
Right,
you don't see much right now, but you, you will, right? this is
right.
this is common sense stuff, but it's so important, so important.
It is. It really is.
So number 7 is develop new skills. Like, commit
Awesome.
to learning something new every single day. Even if it's just a half hour, listen to 30 minutes of an audiobook every single day.
Yep.
Go to webinars like this one every single day. Really hone in, but just pick one. Like, if we're talking about a marketing strategy, pick one. People, like last night was a Twitter training, right? A big, huge Twitter training. Well, Twitter is not my thing. It's not my marketing strategy. So, you know what? I didn't go, because I don't want to be doing 100 things, because if you spread yourself too thin, then, it's like you're not doing anything, really. So, really hone in and really master one thing at a time. If you have one thing mastered and you say you're generating at least, at minimum, 10 leads a day with that one marketing strategy, then you can add to that, right? And you can kind of bring your audience from that medium over to a new medium, right? Um, but you really need to hone in and master one thing at a time.
And and it's cool that you say that. So you have to think of yourself. You say, okay, you're right. A marketing strategy, like say if you're doing Facebook and you're not doing so well, and then now you want to do Snapchat, and now you want to do Twitter, and now you want to do Pinterest, right? If you still feel that you have that need, because this is what I'm going to share with you what I do with myself. When I feel that I have that need, that I still want to learn more, instead of going outside, what I go is I go inside. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me learn more about communication. Let me learn more about how to close. Let me learn more about how to prospect, how to build rapport.
Yeah,
Let me refine those skills, because those skills are universal.
exactly.
And so you could do that. You could always work on yourself.
Yeah,
Let me learn more about my health. Let me learn more about how to network, right?
yeah,
And so it doesn't mean that you don't have to, but you do have to develop new skills. Because if you don't develop new skills, then you really don't have anything to bring. The other day I had joined a nutrition company, and the training was spectacular because they were like, okay, here, this is the little script that we want you to say when you call people, right? And I'm like, okay, fine. And they're like, all right, you got it now. Okay, so now we're gonna practice. Okay, now we're gonna do mock calls. Okay, so I'm gonna call. We're gonna say that I called you, and I want you to say the script to me. Okay, fine, I did it. And then, my sponsor, she's like, hey, that was pretty good for the first time. I got to give it to you. She's like, but now we're gonna do it like 4 or 5 more times, okay? Because I want to throw different answers at you, and I want to see how you respond, so I could coach you, right? I'm like, all right, great. So she would try to throw me answers that would block me, right? But here's where other trainings that I had invested in, right?
yep.
When she would throw me the curveballs, I had a reference. I had like a library. I felt like that Johnny Mnemonic. I was like, boom! I would pull a line from there, and I would be like, wham! And she'd be like, when we finish, she's like, I like that line that you use. She's like, I've never heard that before. That's pretty good. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, because I had invested in that, right?
Exactly. That's awesome. Yeah.
None.
Because yeah, what I was saying was, when you're referring to like a marketing strategy, that's different than what you're talking about. You're talking about personal development and prospecting and closing and cold calling and all of that. all of that needs to be developed as well, right? Because you need to be combining the two, active prospecting with passive marketing. Passive marketing meaning video, blog posts, articles, posting, emailing your list, all of that. That's all passive stuff. And it's like little robots out on the internet working for you 24 hours a day. Your videos are out there working for you. Your blog posts are out there working for you. Everything's out there working for you, right? And like that stuff doesn't happen overnight. That is a long term strategy that is very, very powerful when it does start working, right? So in the meantime, you got to put food on the table. In the meantime, you want cash flow in your business. So in the meantime, while you're doing all this passive marketing, you need to be actively prospecting. You need to be actively communicating and connecting with people one on one because and then you need to learn better communication skills, all of us, right? You need to learn, closing techniques, ways, because people come up with objections. If there's ways to, pop those objection balloons before they're even brought up. There's ways to do that. And there's trainers out there that will teach you how to do that. Copywriting skills, all of this, right? And so all of that needs to be studied and learned. It does, right?
Totally. Was it this Sunday? I had my mom wanted me to change one of the tires in her car. So she's like, "Hey, here, can you take the car and get a new tire?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I went to, the car place, right? And so I drive into this place and there's two guys sitting down, and I drive in there and I get out and the guy's in the back working. So I'm standing there and these two guys are just looking me up and down, right? And immediately I when I saw that vibe, that looking you up and down and sizing you up, I immediately withdrew. I went back into good old, Mr. Shy guy, just, try to hide in a corner. And I did that. I sat down far, away from them. And I'm sitting there, right? And I see how they're talking with each other and they have this rapport. And I know that they just met. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, man, instead of putting on your headphones and being Mr., poet or frustrated artist guy in the corner there, why don't you apply the skills that you just learned, from all these courses that you bought? And why don't you, when one of these guys leaves, why don't you build rapport? Why don't you try to cold, get someone's number, right? Which is totally out of character, right? But the more I thought about it, the more I realized I was like, yeah, why don't we put these skills to test, right? And guess what? I did that. When one of the guys took off and I had another guy there, and I was getting a little bit from a course that I got on how to influence, how to hypnotize people. And then the guy was standing there with his hands in his pocket, and I'm like, so I approached him with my hands in my pocket. And it was just so cheesy, but at the same time, I'm like, and let me experiment. And we started building. So, and I'm like, what do I ask this guy? What? And I said, he had this big, beautiful truck. And I said, I'm gonna go with the truck. And I'm like, hey, so how long have you had the truck? And I had him eating out of the palm of my hand. He was like, he opened the truck, he was showing the thing about me, he was telling me how much he paid for it and all these things. And he's like, so you in the market for truck? I'm like, yeah, maybe. And he's like, go to this guy. And and then I'm like, so what do you do? He's like, I work in construction, but I'm so exhausted, I'm in the sun all day, because he was really sunburned, right? Really tan. And I'm like, and so what's your plan? Do you want to do your own business? He's like, eventually, but I don't have the money. And see, it all opened up. And why did I feel comfortable? Because of the skills that I have, because of the investments that I've done in myself.
Exactly.
Okay. And that's the only difference. That's the only difference.
Skills.
I was hanging out.
Yeah.
I was hanging out the other day with a buddy of mine that I grew up with, and he just showed up at my house, right? And I was just like, okay, or fine, okay, what's up, bro? So we were hanging out. He's like, hey, let's go have some food. Right, great. And I had just finished going over one of the courses, the communication courses. And I was finishing up like a little summary, and I wanted to send it to somebody, and he saw that I was doing it, and he says, what are you doing? And I told him, and he's like, why would you invest in a communication course? Come on, man, this is easy, everybody knows how to do this. Right? And the more he said that, the more I felt like he was kicking me out of his car. I was just like, and I wanted to tell him, I was like, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you keep talking this way, you know, you and I have nothing to say to each other, because you know, the minute you think you know it all, that's when you're setting up for the biggest fall, right? So always invest in yourself, always develop those skills. It'll give you the confidence, and that's how you get to the higher levels. That's how you're able to break through.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's and good for you, right? I'm that that's what attracted me most to this industry is the personal development. I loved that. I loved that. I love becoming um, the very, very best version of Jessica Daniels. I love that. That's so attractive to me. So, um, yeah. So, number 8, you guys, is just show up. Do you know how many people I have recruited that they don't show up? They don't show up to, we have wake up calls, mindset wake up calls. We have a Tuesday hangout, top earner hangouts. Top earners are teaching their skills. We have the Wednesday webinar. We have so much stuff going on that you can come in and really sharpen your skills and become the best version of you and start profiting in your business and become a top earner, frankly, right? And
Mm-hmm.
people will not show up, but then they're in my groups or whatever asking questions about how can I promote this? How can I get people in? Well, first of all, show up. These are the same people that are not showing up. And I'm like, no. So I'm not even going to tell you how you can promote this until you start using it yourself. You can't go and promote something that you're not using yourself. Okay? So, like what Diane Hoffman was just teaching the other night. The number one thing you need to do is pick something and do whatever it takes to get a result. That way you will be that rock that no one can ding and you can say, hey, I did this training, boom, I got 7 leads yesterday. Hey, I did this. That way no one can ding you. You're going to be that rock. You're going to have that confidence. No one can say to you, oh, that doesn't work because, well, I just did it and got 7 leads. So I don't know what you're talking about, right? You have to go and do whatever it takes and get a result. And then market that result. That way you have something to share with people. You have something to share, right? You do whatever it takes. I don't care what your product is. I don't care if it's weight loss. I don't care if it's travel. I don't care what it is. Use it so that you have something to share and you have some proven results, right? Now, if you are completely brand new, right, you can still do whatever it takes to get a result, okay? But you can while you're doing whatever it takes, if you're talking to people at the same time, which you should be, let them know what you're excited about and tell someone else's story. I started doing this because I seen my sponsor do this, and this and get these results. So I'm fired up and excited about doing this, and this so I can get the same results, right? But get a result, show up, use your products, use your training. It floors me. It's so simple just to show up. Just show up because it's going to rub off on you. And yes, I'm getting a little bit passionate about this because it's so common. I see so many people not showing up. And it just boggles my mind, right? So, yeah, just show up, right? Ferdinand, you have anything to add to that?
I mean, it's funny because I think of the word leader, and I feel that there's like invisible letters in there that hold the whole word together. And the 2 letters that come to mind are F and S. Okay, and we'll take it around. The 2 letters that come to mind are S and F, right? And it's not And S is for showing up. A leader shows up. Okay, that's just critical. You have to show up, right? And the second letter F is not for Fernand. All right, the second letter is figuring it out. All right, but that's for another day because the leader figures stuff out. But it's totally true. It's 100% true. Somebody called me out the other day and said, "Hey, I haven't seen you on social media much. Why are you so quiet?" And I had to tell them, I was like, you know what? Why don't you worry about you showing up? Why don't you know? Why don't you stop? Why don't you stop? Looking at what other people are doing. See what I mean? Do your thing. You show up. Give me a lesson. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly,
That's all
exactly.
about.
You got to be the example. You
Yeah,
just got to, right? You've got
yeah,
to be the example.
yeah.
And the stuff, just commit to just showing up, right?
Hmm.
Because the stuff is just, it'll rub off on you. So make sure you're showing up to your company, whatever's trainings, events. Go to the events.
Yeah.
I've had people say to me, well, yeah, I'll go to the event if I start getting results in this thing or whatever. That's completely backwards. Do you understand? That's
Right.
completely backwards thinking. You're going to start getting results from showing up. You don't get the results first and then decide to show up. Okay? So this is huge. Just commit to showing up, right? Don't hesitate or be frugal with investing in you, right? Don't be. If buy courses stuff, you guys, just please. Um, the more skills you have and the more value you have, there's no price tag for that, right? I've paid $500 for a course. I've paid $300 for a course, right? Um, Now that has brought me skill sets that are going to pay me for years to come. I can't even tell you how much more money I'm going to make than that 297. That's priceless. How can you even put a price tag on it? If there's no, you can't. Especially like, for example, like there's this Brian Finale is like the copywriting master. And it's not just copywriting for your copy on, doing a post or videos or whatever. It's words and certain, words like you want to use the word open versus interested. You want to use the word assist versus help because help is like a crutch. Assist is more empowering. And there's hundreds of little embedded um, phrases and words that are so powerful and will sway people's decisions. And and what's so cool about that is you know that your product is outstanding and it changes lives. So if you can sway people's decisions, that's a great thing. You're going to change their life. And that is what is empowering, right? So
Hmm.
so yeah, so huge, right?
Yeah, it is. Forgive me. Forgive me. 100%.
Yeah,
Showing up is critical.
it is. And there's no price tag on courses and stuff. It just you can't even put a price tag on it because of what changing your skills and the person that you are, becoming a better person and impacting more people and more lives. You can't put a price tag on that. That's and it's like people ask me, well, how much did you make your first month? I have no idea. I'm still making money from my first month. So how? I don't know. I'm
Exactly. Right.
still making money from my first month. Hello. I
Exactly.
recruited somebody 3 years ago and they're still with me. I'm
Yep.
still making money. So you can't. I'm passionate about this. You got to forgive me if I start getting kind of.
All good. Bring it on, girl.
All right. So number 9, let's see. Um, Mind bank. Turn your car into a classroom. Audios, books, Audible. the MLSP library, wake up calls. Use your mind bank. Use your mind bank. Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Let's move on. Let's see, because you know what? I have a couple more here that kind of maybe numbered these wrong or something. Let's see. Practice gratitude, before your feet even hit the floor. Before my feet even hit the floor, you guys, I have this gratitude audio that I use my own voice. And it's kind of like my affirmations, my gratitude, and it's all there. I use my own voice. I put my earbuds in and I lay there and I listen to that before I even get up, right?
You want to know something cool about gratitude? If you there's a way that you can naturally make yourself feel better, okay, instead of taking medication or drugs. uh, just by asking yourself the question, what am I grateful for today? Your brain starts to produce endorphins, okay, that are feel good chemicals, okay. And just by doing that, so whenever you feel overwhelmed, at least that's what I do. Whenever I feel overwhelmed, whenever I feel anxious, whenever I feel like I'm having an anxiety attack, the reason why that is happening, okay, is because number one, i'm not I'm letting my brain try to figure it out, okay.
Yes,
And so the best thing that you could always do is just get a piece of paper and write it all out. Write out your fears, write out the possible scenarios that you think might happen, write out everything. Because if you don't write it out, then your brain is constantly all day wondering what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. And it's creating all these scenarios. And since it doesn't have an answer, it's like, those automatic vacuum cleaners that are just roaming all day, roaming all day, roaming all day, and because it doesn't know when to stop unless it fills up or the battery dies. Well, your brain is just like that. And so by writing it out and by saying, what am I grateful? You're giving the brain a chance to so you already defined it for the brain. So now the brain can move on.
your
You know?
brain automatically wants to answer that. It's
Yes.
like our minds are like Google, right?
Right.
And that's where affirmations come in. Instead of affirming, with
Right.
affirmations, instead of affirming things, ask the questions. Why am I so healthy, wealthy, and happy? Why?
Exactly.
Why? Your mind is automatically going to want to answer that. You want to answer it and answer it and answer it because that's how our minds work. They work like Google. Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
amazing? Isn't that awesome to know that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So practice gratitude. Oh my goodness. And just like Ferdinand just said, make sure you put it in an affirmation form and ask the question because your mind is automatically trying to answer it and will do what it takes to answer it. It's just like your subconscious doesn't know what's positive and what's negative. If you're giving it negatives, then it's gonna do whatever it can to make sure to affirm that. But if you're giving it the positives, it's going to do whatever it takes to make sure it gives you that, right?
Right.
That's what it's made for. That's why it's there to affirm your beliefs. So you have that control, and that is insanely powerful. It really is. So yeah, I do have a couple more things here. I think I numbered these wrong, but I'm just going to go ahead and just give them to you really fast. Build a mastermind. Get yourself into a mastermind, right? Get with a couple other people in the industry, in your company, outside your company, marketers or whatever it is, real estate, whatever your niche is, and mastermind. We have a group of us. We're not even on the same team, but we have fairly big team, not real huge teams, but we have teams, right? And the leaders, we all got together and we mastermind. We throw ideas at each other. We even role play. We call each other and pretend to be the prospect, and I'll role play with me and Summer Nelson do this. We
Awesome.
role play, right? And it helps so much. So if you've read Think and Grow Rich, you know how critical it is to throw together a mastermind. So that, I'm not even going to number that because I have these numbered wrong. Events, you guys. We already touched on this some, but get to your company events. Whatever it takes, get there. It's going to change your life. It's going to help you with that internal flame, and it's really, you're going to meet future JV partners. You're going to, you know, the pictures alone. Oh my goodness, the pictures alone is so much awesome social proof. I'll
Mm-hmm.
never forget when I first started in the industry and I seen someone in a picture with Ray Higdon or something. It instantly gave that person more credit in my head. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, wow, this guy really. They met Ray Higdon,
Right.
So it gave them more credit. So whenever one of those people are having a webinar, you can throw up a photo of you and that person, and you're sharing their authority, and you're kind of um, staggering alongside of them, and it just gives you instant credit and authority. So make sure you get to events, whatever it takes, get there, right? Get a mentor or a coach and teach. Okay, so get a coach, right? The huge part about that is they've been there, they've done that. They're going to give you a plan according to your life and hold you accountable. Accountability is so big. When I hired a coach, I added like 3 times the amount to my residual income. I think it was only like 30 days. So,
Nice.
yeah, crazy. And it was because he held me accountable. I know that's what it was, right? Accountability is really important. So, teach. This is the last one. Teach. Teach everything you're learning. But go out there and share it. Like I challenged you guys, make sure you take these 10 or 13 or however many I gave you, right? Go teach. The teacher, it actually is learning the most.
Yeah.
Teacher is learning more. Like me and Ferdinand are learning more right now than you guys that are watching. So go out and teach this stuff. So that's it. I'm going to come back over to Google Hangouts and stuff. Awesome. So I appreciate you guys. Oh my goodness. I appreciate you.
Karen hung in there. Karen, you're a rock star.
Karen
Yes.
rocks. Karen, you rock. Haven't seen you in a while. It's so good to see your face. Where are you at, Ferdinand? Are you at the office today or are you at home?
Yeah, I'm in the office today. I'm helping them out today. So yeah, I'm here doing marketing for the business. Yeah.
Awesome. Sometimes Ferdinand has these awesome backgrounds. He
Yeah.
works in an optical center, and one time he's got this big safe behind him.
Oh yes, right.
And Tracy was asking for the
Combination.
yeah. What's the combination of that safe?
Right. That's downstairs, but I got my lab guy right now making some glasses. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna. Let's just keep it separate.
That's awesome.
Yep. All right, Jessica. We're good for today, right? Till next Thursday.
Absolutely. Every Thursday at 1. And we usually have my other partner here, Rhonda Clark. She is um, a coach for My Lead System Pro, certified coach. And which is cool because they just give her clients. They give her and give her and give her clients. She doesn't even have to go out and produce her own coaching clients, which is pretty cool, right?
Right. That is cool.
So
Awesome.
they, at the last minute, said that she had to come to a meeting or something. So
Okay. And what do we have scheduled for next week?
I don't know yet. You guys, who are you having trouble with anything in your business? Let us know, and we
Yeah.
will build next Thursday's content around that specific.
Excellent.
specifically? Do you have any ideas? What do you want to talk about?
I'm in the same boat. I have something, but we'll discuss it. Let's see what we could do. All right.
Okay. Yep. I'm
Okay, my
making chili
beautiful.
today.
Awesome. Ooh, enjoy. I love it with onions and cheese. Yeah, I like it loaded.
Right.
All right, so I'm out here. I got to get back to the
Yep.
grind.
Yep.
But thank you everybody for being here and sharing with us.
Love you
Okay,
guys.
and yes, love you too. All right, Jessica. Talk to you soon.
All
Okay.
right. All right, buddy. Bye.
Bye.